Hi friends, it's Amanda. Welcome back for more Pinkfresh Studio inspiration. Joining you today with the gorgeous Days of Splendor collection and this gorgeous paper, Grateful Heart. I couldn't resist using this one. Dived into it instantly, and instead of doing something really pretty with the paper, I thought I would draw up my very own big title. So very rough, very raw, but I love how this looks. So I've made the word fall. I'm going to go with a vertical design, and I couldn't resist. Yeah, there's so many pretty bits, journaling bits and tags, and oh, aren't they fabulous? This collection is absolutely gorgeous. The colors are divine. It's warm and it's cozy and rich, and it's all things fall. And yeah, I just loved it, and perfect for that gorgeous photo of my son hugging the tree there. Very, very sweet. Another paper here. This one's magical, or it could be something magical. I'll have to double check that for you. It's really gorgeous, and I thought it'd be a lovely trim down the left-hand side of my page with my vertical design. Using lots of those floral pieces ephemera pack with lots of leaves in particular. Going to do some hand stitching. I love that lovely little bow and thought that might be a nice trim at the base there. So lots and lots of lovely things happening in my layout today. But first things first, I need to get onto this stitching, and I'm going to run two sets through my paper there. So I'm going to trim my cardstock, take an inch off the edge there, and then stitch in, yeah, that gorgeous, I thought the gold was rich and warm and would tie in nice with, yeah, our fall theme. So just distressing down the edge there. I've ripped a section there, and I'm going to tuck some little, yeah, more of those gorgeous ephemera floral pieces in there. Mostly just leafy fronds, but I just love how that looks. And then the next part of stitching is going to run through that big title, but first I just want to have a rough plan of where everything's sort of going so that I can make sure I put my title in the right place, because I don't want to stitch it and get it wrong. So, because once it's stitched, it's there. So just making sure I'm happy, and I'll fuss with this for a minute because I don't want my lettering. Yeah, I realised it was probably better to turn it around so I can make sure my letters are spaced out evenly before I start the stitching. So I do put a tiny bit of tack behind them just to hold them in place while I stitch, but I wanted them to be loose so that, yeah, I could fold them up and have that, just that little bit of extra dimension and texture and interest. And because it's a slightly cloudy day, you can see the gorgeous shadow they've created. So you really do get that, that impact of them being dimensional, and I do love that. And then there were some stitched elements in this collection as well, and I couldn't resist the beautiful frame. Again, it's those lovely hues of minty green and with the browns and the colours are lovely in this collection. I'm actually swooning. I'm so in love with them. They're gorgeous. So yeah, so I'm just going to trim my photo up so it fits inside that frame beautifully, like so. And the little caption under on the pennant there says simple joys, and I thought that was perfect because it is a simple joy, climbing and playing in the trees and just enjoying life, and definitely in a simpler time. And I am, yeah, so just popping together that tag. I originally had planned on putting some journaling inside of it, but in the end I end up sticking my photo straight over the top, so I'm still going to add my journaling to the back of my layout for my son instead. I just love the base, the anchor that creates for my photograph. It just helps hold everything in place, and it balances off, we've got everything running vertically down the page. So we've got that lovely trim to the left-hand side with the stitching, then we'll run long ways down with that really large pocket and tag, and then of course that lovely long title. So yeah, I like how that's looking actually. And then I want to layer a whole bunch of leaves and a few florals under that pocket. I think that'll look really pretty. And then I saw in the regular ephemera pack there is this super cute little squirrel, and he just happens to be, yeah, look at that, he's got his arm out in the same direction that my son is hugging the tree with as well. So I just had to go for that one. And then this little playing card that says autumn on it, and it has the giant A. And if you know my son, his name actually begins with A. So even though it was A for autumn, it was also A for Mr. Awesome over here. So I liked that little touch there. So I'm going to pop that in there. Thinking about some puffy stickers in that section there for some journaling. Yeah, look, I love how this looks. So I'm going to start gluing things down. So I'm going to foam mount my photograph. And then I'll also foam mount the entire journaling pocket and tag as well, because I think, again, that extra added dimension and interest will just help lift the page, because it's starting to get quite busy. No need to explain that my pages, I couldn't stop. There's just so much gorgeousness. How could you not use it? Look at that fabric bow. It's just divine. I love that fabric bow. It's perfect. And again, with all that lovely green, having that, that mustardy brown, just cutting through everything is perfect. It gives such warmth and balance to the page. I love that. So in goes the A for Autumn, or in my case, A for Mr. A for Awesome. And yeah, look, so happy with how this looks. It's really beautiful, and do you know what? It's not girly. Like, it's, there's lots of florals, there's lots of pretty colours, and yet this is very much a boy page, and I love that it's so versatile and just beautiful for fall, isn't it? It's just gorgeous, and probably one of my most favourite seasons to photograph in Scrapbook, I have to say. I'm a summer girl at heart, but fall just wins me over. The colours are divine, and yeah, really beautiful. Yeah, all about the season indeed. So popping that sticker in, gorgeous cardstock sticker down the side. Then I'm just trying to tuck it in so that it lines up behind that tag and sits flush with everything. So there we go. But of course, it's so super sticky that I should have thought of that before I stuck it down. But I'm going to start attaching my leaves. So instead of having to glue them on, I'm just going to attach them on the back of that sticker for now. So that will work beautifully. Yeah, and I'm going to actually go all the way around that lovely cluster and fill it with leaves. So obviously where I've got the sticker, I can just pop them on. And then after that, I'm going to have to start taping them by hand. So lots of pretty pieces from the Floral Pieces ephemera. And I love that ephemera. It means I don't have to do fussy cutting for hours. I can just buy the bags of pre-cut flowers and leaves. That's perfect. And there we go, magic of video. I've gone all the way around and foam mounted the back of that piece there. And you can see, oh, isn't that stunning? So effective. As I said, if you would like a cleaner page, you probably didn't need to use quite as much foliage and ephemera, but do you know what? I love it. It's me and it's my style, and it's just so beautiful. Why would you not? More is more, right? Really gorgeous. So happy with how that's looking for now. And probably just need to come in with all those little fiddly bits that start to finish off the layout. So thinking about, yeah, a sentiment to pop in there. And I liked that one. It said my favourite. And I thought, oh, that's a lovely thought, because climbing in trees and celebrating the season is a favourite thing to do. And the black really cuts through everything, but it just doesn't quite work for me. You'll see it sort of sit around for a while, and yeah, I don't end up using it, but I did like it. I do love that squirrel, and of course he had to go back on. I'm very thrilled that there was a little squirrel that was facing the same direction as my son in the photograph, so that worked beautifully. And look, more cardstock stickers. I like this one. It says wild. He's out in the wild, and is he a wild boy? Probably not really. He's actually a very good boy, but we'll give him a little stare and say he's a cheeky squirrel and a little bit wild. Yeah, look, still trying to work out if I can use that my favourite banner there, but as I said, it is going to go. And puffy stickers, I always like to include one or two, and these ones are gorgeous. And yeah, this one says lovely and sweet, and look, it's the perfect fit for in that section there, so it just was meant to be. So having to use that one there. Again, it's got that lovely hint of green through it anyway, so it ties in beautifully. Just going to glue everything in place now. Lots of tape to hold everything down. There we go. And just making sure I position everything so it lines, the bottom foliage lines up with the bottom of the F, and at the top of the foliage lines up with the last letter L. So just so everything's balanced. And then once I did that, I lined this piece up as well, thinking that it would sit flush, but it just didn't quite work. So I've put it away. I'm going to add in a few last florals. just little scattered ones in and around my photo cluster and my title, because I think they're a really nice pop. Again, there's a lot of that green, and I just feel like that mustardy brown just helps to balance everything again, and keep it nice and warm, because with the white background it is quite cool. It's very crisp, isn't it? Ties in with fall, isn't it? It's very crisp over fall. Yeah, but I do like that warmth that it creates, that balance and cutting through. And then, yeah, look, and just a little bit of focus back onto the title. And I think they're the same little florals that feature on the Grateful Heart paper too. So it's kind of tying everything back in and unifying the design. So I do like how that looks. I consider adding a small title or some journaling with stickers, but I know there's already so much on my page. It's starting to get lost. So I've decided just to finish off with, of course, some enamel dots. And yeah, those gorgeous brown ones had to be, didn't it? And look, there you go. It's simple. It's really beautiful. There's lots of lovely layers here. It is a gorgeous one today. And how fun is that title? So don't always need to use a cut file. Sometimes it's really good to just go raw and back yourself and just go for it. I love how that looks. It's gorgeous. If you've got questions or comments about my layout today, please don't hesitate to pop them down below, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Thanks so much for watching, liking, subscribing, and all that jazz, and have yourself a wonderful, happy arty days. Thanks for watching. Bye.